Nice to meet you. My name is Annelina and welcome to my adventures. Good morning. It's a good morning again. I have been having a lovely night at the nearby lakes in Finland, and I enjoy the heat, the comfortable warmth of the campervan's living area. Our diesel heater is working really well. It is taking fuel from the vehicle's own diesel tank, and for that fuel line we use the auxiliary tap in the Mercedes fuel tank header. It is additional fuel line that is installed at the factory, and it also provides fuel for the engine preheater. But the problem is that we have also a third auxiliary device that uses diesel fuel, and that is our diesel cooktop. I haven't introduced this in our videos earlier, simply because I haven't used it much lately. The reason for that is that I needed to bypass the fuel lines for it during the winter in Germany. This is actually the connection I made in November in Frankfurt, because I noticed that this fuel line is getting air from somewhere, and it also disturbed the diesel heater that is providing warm air for the living area. So I needed to decide either to keep my cooktop or the living area warm. So naturally I decided that I need to live in the warm environment, and I bypassed and disconnected the fuel line for the diesel cooktop. So what is going to happen next is that we are going to a familiar workshop, and we are tapping a new fuel line from the vehicle's diesel tank, simply and only for the diesel cooktop. Hello everybody, and welcome to the workshop. My name is Annelina, and today here is with me my partner Lasse. He is holding the camera, so I will explain what we are doing today. This is the familiar workshop that we have a privilege to use, and first of all we have prepared our van by lifting it up and securing it very safely with the extra hoisters and also some stoppers that prevents it moving when we are working underneath the vehicle. And we have also prepared the work by collecting some empty boxes where we can put the bolts and nuts and the miscellaneous loose items during the work. Also placed some cushions for the comfort, and of course working lights. And follow me also the other side of the vehicle. We are working underneath the vehicle, and we have been happy to have extra 50 centimeters of space, so we can lower the diesel fuel tank and pull it out on this side of the vehicle. And we plan to remove the diesel fuel tank completely, and for that we need to also detach and remove the filler cap area and the filler neck of the diesel fuel tank. So we will be working in this area over here, and then we will first need to remove a couple of the fuel lines and electronic connectors before we detach the straps that are holding the diesel fuel tank. We need to disconnect the fuel line that is going for the engine, and also the second fuel line that is the return from the engine. We also need to disconnect the electronic connector to the engine, and also detach the auxiliary fuel line that feeds the diesel fuel for the engine preheater and also for the heater that is inside the campervan's living area. But also another thing that we need to do before lowering the diesel fuel tank, we need to open this area of the diesel filler neck and disconnect the ground electric wiring for the filler cap. So these two of the fuel lines there and one of the electronic connectors we need to detach before we can open these bolts of the diesel fuel tank straps, and then we can lower the whole diesel fuel tank down to the ground. That is what we are doing today. Voila! There we have it. One Mercedes Benz Sprinter campervan diesel fuel tank. Oh, it took longer than we expected, but we got there finally. And better safe than sorry. And Lasse, he is a champion. He is protecting the open fuel lines. Same way that I protected the filler cap. So we don't get any debris or contamination inside the diesel fuel. We give it a proper clean. First I hoovered it, and now we are going to wash it with the washing foam, just to get the debris and dust and pieces of sand out of the way, so we don't accidentally drop anything inside the tank via the header. By the way, I call this yellow piece a header. It might be a having different names too, but some people call it a cap. I call it a header. Okay, and there is a small arrow in the locking nut of the header, and we assume that it is the mark where they tighten it to the torque in the factory. So I mark it before we open it so we can tighten it to the same torque. My partner sprays the threads with some kind of lubricant. Can you show what the bottle it is? Ah, just usual silicone spray. Okay. To loosen the locking nut so we can remove the outer ring easily. We let it soak for a minute. Okay, and the silicone spray has been effecting for a while, so the locking nut should be loosened and we should be able to open the threads. And this idea we got from Freedom Strider, so thank you for that video. And I also watched the videos from Hannah and Myron and SSB filters, and I learned from there how to remove this diesel fuel tank. So thank you for those videos, they were most helpful. But yeah, let's try to open this one. Might be that I don't have the strength for this my own. Oh, I do have. Lovely. My partner is a genius. He realized that if we tilt the whole fuel tank sideways, we can maybe empty the bucket underneath the header, so we have minimal amount of fuel inside the bucket. We made it! Here it is, the diesel fuel tank header. We have protected the open areas, and tomorrow we will continue with this project by poking a port number 4 inside the header and hopefully creating the whole fuel line from the diesel tank to the inside of the campervan and to the diesel cooktop. But that is the story for tomorrow. Thank you for watching this one and see you in the next video. Bye!